Hello everyone. Today I'd like to address you with another thing that you can do with your children. Especially the age 3 to 5, I would especially address. I will introduce a book to you and what to do with the book. I will not read the book to you, I just briefly tell you the story. For me, it's more to tell you how to really use a book to make it an interesting but also a skill training tool. So this video is for early childhood teachers as well as for parents. So early childhood teachers are normally trained to do that, but still sometimes it's good to repeat. But then there are also a lot of people who are maybe under an early childhood teachers program. So we also feature this for our people who are under program so that they can use it for their training and whenever they prepare also to get some understanding before they have to do that. So the book that I have today is The Lion Inside. Can you see that? Yeah. So it was written by Rachel Pride and by Jim Field, and it is about a little mouse and a lion. The little mouse is living in a very tiny house and no one notices it, and the lion is the big one. Everyone shows up with the lion and respects the lion. So the mouse wants to become a lion. So to become a lion, it realizes it has to have the same roar, it has to have the same power. So this is that she discovers, he, or it discovers that to become that strong or to become something else like the lion, it has to change oneself. So it says exactly here, but if you want things to change, you first have to change you. So that is one of the key messages in the book. Then the mouse decides to go to the lion to ask the lion to train her how to roar. But of course, the lion could simply eat the mouse up and be a feast. And so I'd like to show you this picture because you can see a little bit how the graphics are there. You can see that the mouse is standing nose by nose with the lion. And what then is very surprisingly for the mouse, what it discovers is that actually the lion is afraid of mice. And so this makes the mouse realize how powerful it is. So the message that the child can take out of the many messages inside. So one is develop your inner power. Don't admire another person. Don't admire another thing. Just develop yourself. Grow your self-esteem. Grow your self-confidence. And figure out what are your strengths, what are your talents, all of that. That is one key message. So when you go through the book, you read the book with the child, and then after that you can have a discussion. Tell me, what did the mouse say? What did the lion say? Also ask your child, another thing, ask your child, what would you like to be? What role do you want to play? Let's play it. I am one figure, you're one figure. What figure do you want to be? Yeah, so then you can also see a little bit, understand what could be the developmental interest also, because when the child decides to be the lion, yeah, so you want to be the strong one, so then might not feel so confident in the role of the mouse. But when it goes into the role of the mouse at a later time and is motivated also to try that out, it might also experience this changing myself and going up and fearing and then being the one really experiencing this, oh my God, I'm actually someone fears me. Yeah, so in that regard. So that is something you can have a discussion. That is one thing. The second is, what role would you like to play? So you can make it like a theater, small role play. Yeah, one figure, two figures. So if you're at home, child and parent, then you can do it together. In an educational institution, you can provide them materials where they can change. They can just have the ears. They can have the face of an animal, but they can also have a cover in a color. So whatever they want, because children should always participate in that. When they are going into different roles, then they deeper understand the knowledge. So you can have a talk, you can play role, and the next one you can also do some handcrafts. So the children can, for example, very easy take cartoon paper plates. Then you just let them do the face of the lion, and while doing, speak about the book, speak about the parts of the lion. What was he doing? Where was he standing? How was it in the beginning? How did the mouse think the lion is? How was the end? How did it get to that point where both became friends and actually felt equal to each other. So you can always use it at the side to also speak. Then another thing is you can use it, for example, in a situation where the child is afraid of something, because this mouse was very afraid of the lion. So whenever the child is afraid, if there's a challenge, if there's maybe a child in the group that is older, bigger, better, stronger, and the child puts itself down, remember them. Think about the mouse. What did the mouse do? What would the mouse do? Let the figure of the book come in. Another thing you also can do is you can use this, you can make a small puppet, finger puppet lion, and a finger puppet mouse. You can make it from paper, you can make it from cotton, whatever you want, yeah, however creative you are, I would say. And then you can have them come into a situation. For example, if two children have conflict, or if you as a parent with your child, you have a conflict, and you see, okay, your child is now going into the lion position, then you can come with the mouse and address the lion in the child as the little mouse and saying, oh, you are now looking so big. I'm a little bit scared of you. How could we turn this talk to a different level, for example? Yeah, and you can use the lion also for the strong to motivate your child when it's afraid. You can also use the mouse. So you can put the figures however you want. So you can use them as finger puppets. That's another thing. And what is also a good thing is you could also get into a project theme work, we could say. So for that, it is very highly recommended that you just start not with what you think. You can have some ideas. Just look at the internet. There's so many amazing ideas there. See that you get a lion song. See that you get a bravery song. See that you get a friend song, because at the end they actually become friends and both live at the rock. And then also add your ideas. What kind of handcrafts can we do? What kind of role plays do I know? But then don't start with what you think you should do. Sit down, read the book, ask the child, and take that thing that's the most interesting part. And when you do a project work, you could really break it down to each individual page, I could say. So it's not each page, but maybe you can just cut it in 4 pieces. So there's one place where everyone saw how important the lion is, for example. Yeah. So then you can, for example, take this one and maybe focus on that. Who is important in the group for what? So everyone is important, like now in the group of children, but at home also mom is important, dad is important, I'm important, grandma is important, grandpa is important. So whoever is a part of this system of family, what is their importance, what they are actually bringing in. So you could also work on that and discuss, have discussions, have make something to define the importance. For example, the ones who are important for bringing the money home, they get a red hand necklace, a bracelet, and the ones who are important to get the food on the table, they get a red bracelet or whatever. So then the child can also decide, okay, today I'll take a red one and I help my mommy in the kitchen, or even in educational institution you can do this, help in the kitchen, or I clean that up, or I just see that the little ones are taken care. So different kind of things. So you can see, and I really admire such books. Yeah, so those 2 writers, Rachel Bright and Jim Field, I really admire it, because that is such an important thing to really give to children in that age. So the one where it says it felt like the scariest thing he could do, but if you want things to change, you first have to change you. So you can make an entire study on that. Okay, what things do you actually want to change? Is there something you're unhappy with? Are there some challenges? Is there something you always wanted to do but you didn't dare to do it, to dare to start it? So they can also start a very new discussion. So all of that, and then another framework also. So all of that can be used. You can figure out according And that's not an important thing. Don't necessarily do what I tell you, but when you're an educator, you think about the children you have in your group at the present moment. Which part could be interesting for which child? And the ones who are parents, think about what is your child at the moment speaking the most, doing the most, what is it constantly engaged with, and there will be surely parts which work with that. So those are my recommendations. At the end, I also would tell you that we surely put the link down where you can buy the book at Amazon. And there are two things that really, really are important for me always. You can see this book is a soft paper, and there is one with hard paper, cartoon paper kind. And if you have younger children, for sure I recommend you take the one with the thicker paper, because in the beginning, children are not so careful with it, and then they destroy the book, and then you might say, oh, now the book is destroyed and we have to put it away if you don't take care, all of that. Try just to avoid that. It's a very important lesson to be careful with these things, but it comes with the growing up process that you can introduce it well. For example, if you start with 2.5-year children, you could take some passages and start with that, just to look at the pictures: lion, big and strong, and the mouse, scary, fiery, and then the mouse is a strong mouse friend with the lion. All of these different kind of things and settings you can have. So then I would really recommend you take the thick paper. All the children, thick or thin, whatever parts you prefer those. So the only difference is that the font in the thicker one is turquoise, I think I saw. So we'll put the link there. Also, if you like the kind of videos, I would highly recommend, please, you subscribe to the channel, and you like this video, and please share it with educators and parents who might be interested in that. I'm very much looking forward to give you more ideas. Always think about, my idea is to give you impulses. My idea is not to give you ready-made products, because as a parent or as an educator with a group of children, you only know what the children at the present moment need. I cannot tell you, because I don't know your child. I don't know the children you're taking care. It's only you. So I can only give you ideas, impulses, and inputs. And if something works for you, just do it. Just do it. I just recommend that you use books like books should be used throughout life. And that is that when you read a book, if you read a novel, okay, but this is a book that really teaches us something, teaches children something. So when you read a book that teaches you something, then it's also important that you think about it, isn't it? So you don't just read and put it aside and don't spend a thought on it. It doesn't make too much sense. So when you read the book, you should really think about the different aspects. What does it teach you? Reflect, introspect, all of that. And in children, we do this a lot with philosopher approach, with talks, handcrafts, repeating it with songs, doing play role of that, all of that, and putting it in the daily life practice. Yeah. So then the book becomes alive. It becomes actually a lesson, a skill training, a learning for the children. And this is a soft guidance where we don't have to enforce to say, don't be nice to that person. Why don't you do this? Yeah. We just introduce the concept of the book, and then when they start thinking about it, they go in a role and they start also behaving like this, and being able to use this kind of tools. Okay, so have a good day. I see you soon, and I wish you all the best.